Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, we are looking at Dak Prescott and the Dallas dumpster fire. Oh my gosh, we did it again. We are diving into it. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder, the Quarterback School Patreon community, really the bedrock, the foundation of this channel. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to get even more Quarterback School content. So if you're looking to join, become a member, I sincerely appreciate the support. It's never been cheaper. You can join by clicking on the link in the video description. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get into it. All right, the Dallas dumpster fire. We are unpacking it, seeing what the hell went wrong on so many different levels. First one here, Hinge, bottom. I love it. Middle field closed, free access, outside the numbers. This is what I wanted to see. Outbreaking routes when the guy doesn't quit at the top of the route. It was there all day. I think we identified it as there in previous matchups. Would have loved to have seen this be something that was consistently attacked for Dallas. And when I'm saying hinge at the bottom, I'm saying you catch middle field closed. You catch what I'm going to say is free access. Free access just means there's nobody right in our grill, like right here. Okay, so we have free access to be able to run whatever stem we want up, and then at the top working out. Not curls, not coming back into these defenders, out breaking routes outside the numbers. Now, do I think that Dak can consistently deliver where he wants all the time? Probably not, but right here, on it. Now, it looks to me like he's almost working the over to the hinge, and that's why he gets there a little late. You know, I'm never going to say that Dak is one of those guys that impresses me with huge capital A anticipation all the time, but right here, watch his helmet. It looks like he's going over no, hinge late. Okay, so you're not going to throw with anticipation outside the numbers then, but that's a big hookup. 3rd and 9, interception at the top. Same hinge type of route. This time, Gallup just decides he's going to stop playing. Now, to me, this is sabotage. Hey, there's no sugarcoating this. I don't, they can say, Dak can say, I got to be better. I got to do all this stuff. It comes out a little late, no doubt. But that's a quit, in my opinion. And the film says it's a quit. So first up here, let's quickly talk Pass Pro. So Pass Pro, what are they doing here? This is 7-person protection, and they are quick snapping it. So the center's coming up, putting his hand on the ball, and snapping it. Okay, great. It muddies the look for the 49ers. They can't pin their ears back. I love it. Okay, now when I'm talking about quit on the route, I'm talking about what I'm going to call a hinge, a vertical stem, open inside, and fall out. Okay, now the details at the top of this route can vary on what system you're in, what the rules are for you, whatever. You can usually come down the stem, which is to me a little bit more 9-stoppy, or hinge out like a door. Or you can turn out and come back, and that's more comebacky. Okay, so those are the type of kind of exit strategies at the top going out. For me here, at the top of this route, whether he's grabbed or whatever, he needs to keep coming back. And in a perfect world, like a wide receiver clinic, this is the time of year, right? Back, you open up inside, you don't get it, you come back to the quarterback on this angle. There's no way that you should be able to get this guy coming down like this when he's over the top, because it's open early. Again, I don't think he's necessarily looking here at the top of the route. It looks like he's working over the ball. But to me, what the wide receiver is doing at the top, he's falling out flat. You have to keep coming down. It's not quite as clean as, like, I'm not saying it's as easy as a stop, because it really isn't, because this is really the nuance of these things at the top. You're hinging open kind of this way. But if you don't get it, you can't just go get Gatorade. You have to protect the quarterback and really keep your body between the defender and the ball. You certainly can't let them run the route for you. Really better. I mean, that's terrible at the top. And I'm not saying it's a good decision. It looks late. I don't think it's ever really open. It looks like a bit of a panic throw. I mean, again, you can see Dak's footwork here, right? Like working over the ball, no. I think you could make the argument that maybe you could throw it right there with 57's got his back turned, like we talk about all the time. But all right, no. He's not lined up to throw to the left, right? He's lined up to throw to our left, his right. Back around, right there. All his cleats in the ground. Nope, extra foot. Oh, that little extra step. And there's always so much wasted movement for me and Dak with his footwork. It's going to cause you to be late. Disaster. Bummer. Next one, 3rd and 2. I really like this design. Little RPO zone read off conflict defenders 56. Get the 49ers kind of gap exchanging this. Dak does a nice job of navigating a first level RPO and finding the kind of essentially pitch option player here. So no run, yes, down the field. Now, we will talk just scheme choices because everybody's offensive architect this time of year. What I'm talking about RPO-wise here, here's the conflict defender. Boom. That's who we're reading for the zone read. So in the triple language, here's the dive. You're then going to have the opportunity for the quarterback to run it. And then the P element of the RPO here is going to be what is essentially a spot where the ball ends up going and a flat. So you get that horizontal stretch. So really you've got 2 pitch options. Now the design element for me is I personally prefer not to have these kind of routes where you come and stop your feet like this on the spot. I think a lot of teams nowadays will run this just slant flat. And if you were, I'm not saying it's an easy play because it's not, but the guys who are elite, world class, zone read, first level, RPO, really tough to do this, come out, instead of hitting the guy who's got his feet stopped on the spot, you come out, hit this slant, and now this is a massive hit. Okay, so not easy fixes, y'all, but these are choices. These are design choices made on Monday night, Tuesday, when you're talking about why guys get paid a lot to coach football. Those are the choices for me. So again, nice read. No, yes. But you can see here at the spot, he's got his feet stopped, right? Feet stopped. And it's a nice hit. It's 3rd down. I get it. But if that was a slant and we were running, I like it even more. Next one here, quarterback run. Now, there were a few opportunities for quarterback run in this game. This was the one that I think he pulled, did a really nice job on the split flow zone read lead. So we're going to read 97. He comes inside. We get out to the edge. Excellent. Really nice run. Reading Bosa on our left, 97. We've got all sorts of horizontal action here. We've got 86 coming across with the split flow action. He's going to bluff and lead, and then we're out to the races. Now, a few things here. First of all, I really like this design. So acknowledge the design when you're going to come after them. Sometimes you got to make sure you give them their flowers. Here's that horizontal motion. Here's our conflict defender. Here's that split flow action. So normally he's coming across and blocking this guy. Boom. But instead, in split flow zone read lead, he's coming across bluffing. And if the conflict defender goes under the bluff, he's going to then lead up and go be the lead blocker. So there's the dive. And then you've got Dak coming out with that lead blocker to be able to get the edge. So it's a really nice design. I will say that for me, and probably why another reason Dak doesn't show up a lot on this film is when he gets to the edge here, for some guys, this got a chance to be a collision for a touchdown at the pylon. Now, long hair can roll for sure, but we've got the foot on the gas there, and it feels like we're going uphill a little bit for me compared to other guys in the league who are a little bit more of a vertical threat. So watch this thing play out full speed. Just beautiful design. Shift, motion, fake, split flow, zone read, get the edge. Tough. I really like the fact that I thought that they were going to have to do more of this. I know they called a few where he handed it off on the bash, but this to me was an element that I wanted to see exposed, and I wanted to see Dak thrived, and I just don't think they took full advantage of it. Next one here, touchdown pass. A little naked right to the tight end up top on a little late flat or bang flat. That just means that he's going to secure the edge. This is a really nice call. Again, watch that tight end. Usually you don't see guys inside this like this. Usually you'd almost hit the edge on him, the other edge, like a reach block. But that's about as simple of a touchdown pass as you'll ever get against this quality of a defense. Nice job manufacturing and an easy one there from the Cowboys coaches. Again, I love the fact that they're moving the launch point a little bit, get them on the move. Good, easy, clean decision. Points are tough. Next one here, 3rd and 7. This is a tough one. Okay, so swing screen to the bottom of the screen, 3rd and 7. It's for me here a few different things. This decision right here, okay, this is an offensive architecture structure decision. Are you going to shift him? So when he moves his hand like this, does that mean that you're going to jump to the other side? Or does that mean you're going to go in motion like a fast 4? Okay, that's a choice that someone's making. For me, I personally prefer the fast 4 tear gash motion, because what it does here is it makes it really difficult on these two guys. Okay, assuming one of these guys has the back man-to-man. When he shifts, they don't have to say anything. They just know who's got him. I've got him if I go to my side. If you go in motion here, this then clears this up. He's got to run. Okay, he's got to run with him in man-to-man. And then you come back and hit the slant, because this is a slant swing screen play. So to me here, this kind of like tweener shuffle, and now this guy goes and he goes and makes the tackle. Damn, just make it clean, make it easy. This is kind of intentionally blurring the play for me. See how he kind of shifts and then goes, and then he makes the tackle. Okay, you tell me if Pollard were to just go there full speed to the left, I think he gets it. And maybe that's just me, clicker marker man, but I think it's there. I think to me, for as much as people love to say, how explosive this offense is, and they love the design of a lot of things and how much improvement we're doing scheme-wise, in this game, there were missed opportunities with these small little nuggets. Like, yeah, do we get the first down on the next play on 4th? Yes. But that could be better. So right here, 4th and 4, catch a little man free versus 5-person rush. Dak does a nice job finding a lane. Okay, 5 blockers, 6 gaps. Get through there, go get a first, protect yourself. Okay, really nice. Love it. Thought we were going to have to see a lot of this for the Cowboys to score a lot. Watch the right guard. Get a little double cake here. A little game on the right side. Friendly fire cake. Go get it. Love it. One of my favorite just football plays, it just instinctively happens. It's not there. It's man free. Man free meaning man coverage with the free safety back there deep, rushing 5. If you don't get home to the quarterback, there's going to be a lot of space, and Dak does a great job taking advantage of it right here. Now it helps when you're ejecting guys from the club in the B gap. But really nice job by Dak getting vertical. We're not panicking. We're not going backwards. Up and go. Go get it yourself. Hell yes. Love it. This is a tough one. So interception, 84 seconds left. At least a 3-point play here. I have a few things. To me, this is glance, wheel, jukey, or choicey. I think, if I'm being honest, Dak is probably a little late over the ball. Whether he thinks he's got the glance wheel to one side or the other, I want to see the ball get out. Now, it looks like he's kind of eyes are all over the place. And so when I say eyes are all over the place, watch his helmet stripe. Only his helmet stripe. Okay, it looks like he's almost looking left. Now looking right. Now back left, sort of. And Land comes out of it. Okay, so first of all, to me, the eyes are all over the place. The next thing, and we'll see it from the wide here, but whatever you want to call this route, I'm most often used to calling it a juke or a choice. You come in here, you put on a move, and usually you can go either this way or back out. Sometimes teams will only let you do one or the other, but for me here, now this dude is a dude, okay? No doubt about that. We got to acknowledge that. It looks like Dak is anticipating this little step back and then back this way. And I think if that's there, this is a nice hit. It looks like they're not quite on the same page. So it's almost kind of like, oh, I'm expecting you to do this, but really you come out of it this way. And now I'm a little late and everything's kind of sideways because the footwork here just feels off. And so it just feels late. Like Cross's technique right there. But if he was anticipating it going out to the left, I think it's there. You got to put it on him right there. But you can see look at Dak's feet. The hash makes it really easy. He's lined up down the middle. He's not lined up to work the choice or juke, coming back out the other way. He's super toesy. He's a tick late. bad things happen. Man, that is an absolute shame. And pre-snap here, if we're going to say glance wheel up top and potentially glance wheel at the bottom, nothing about this shell. So this shell to me, if we're going to work, and I'm just going to say this with wheels on the inside here, that this option to me is middle field closed options. You catch open here, meaning safety's open like this, the ball comes here, 99% of the time. Now he's just got to win and you got to be on the same page. But man, just brutal. Such a bummer on so many different levels. They got a chance to take the lead there going into half. You can see the miscommunication here. Just watch kind of I don't think it's happy feet. I just think it's wasted movement in the lower half and with his head. Left, right, Like you can almost if you can't feel the panic in my voice, you can see the panic in the lower half movements. Next one here. Now we're into the third quarter, 3rd and 5. We're going to get double stick up top and drag into the bottom. We're going to throw the flat to Zeke. It's just behind him. Catch middle field closed. Some teams will read this different ways. I think kind of a universal way to do it is to throw the slant flat versus closed. It's just behind him. We're just missing flats. Again, to me, it looks like Dak goes almost like full field read here. And I don't think you want to be in that in the quick game world. So for me here, when I'm saying double stick, I'm saying must outside release clear, stick that's got to kind of run out or be a flat, a little turnaround here. And then down here to the bottom, the dragon is just the slant and the flat where the ball ends up going. So I don't love throwing flats on 3rd and 5 unless you're going to get, a wide ass open walk in, certainly not a back one. There's one behind him. But it looks like when Dak hits the back of this thing that he's almost playing this way and then late to the flat. And you really, really almost never want to do that. I can't think of a time where you want to go one side quick game, no, back to the other side, flat, late. This is going to happen. I think if you start down here, the slant doesn't win at the bottom, but you make a better throw to the flat. So again, he's playing kind of Lamb as the number 3 up top, which I think if he is, he probably should throw it to him. But for whatever reason, he doesn't. And then he's late to the flat, doesn't get his feet lined up to the flat. The ball is inside. So watch the helmet stripe. The helmet stripe makes these things easier to see, right? He's catching it and looking to our right. Just stay there then. You got Lamb, but he's already off of him now, back looking to the slant. Okay, the slant is no, flat behind him. It's just not a good enough throw. And even if he catches that, I'm not sure. Even if it's a perfect throw, you throw it behind the sticks, I'm not sure that you're getting that first down. Who knows if you're punting or not. Next one. Big go ball up top. This is a hell of a catch. Penalty. I think you needed this as far as just pushing the ball vertically down the field. Now you see a little bit of, running out of club there. The ball's a little underthrown. I don't love play fakes to throw go balls outside the numbers, but whatever. A perfect ball, it's got a chance to be a touchdown. Regardless, it's a hell of a catch. It's a great matchup. We talked about earlier in the video, you catch middle field closed. You catch free access, meaning no bump. You can basically do anything you want outside the numbers. So right here, they do a nice job. He gaps him. The throw is a little underthrown. I thought Lamb did a great job of slowing down, using his body, and still using his hands to make a hell of a catch. This is a hell of a play. You needed to just throw these to get the guys off you. It felt like everything was tight, condensed, difficult throws all over the place, them jumping underneath stuff. Sometimes just max protect, throw it to your guy, get him the hell off you. And if you hit it, great. Big play. Love it. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. I really do. Thank you for sharing it across different platforms. It means a lot to me. In addition, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Great way to join, great way to get even more content. If you love this content on the channel on YouTube, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. In-depth, deep dive analysis. I really enjoy putting it together. I think you would love becoming a member. So get over there, support the channel. In addition, we've got quarterback school courses, really the premium content available through the channel. Great way to go deep dives on RPOs, pass protection, tempos, how to beat every coverage, even an entire offense over there. So check out those courses. And then finally, we've got a bunch of additional free resources. Sweet irony, we have a free course on the quick game. So if you love the quick game, and Dallas certainly loved the quick game, you will love the quarterback quick game course. It's free. The link is in the video description. We also have a Pass Pro Quiz and a play calling tool. So if you're interested in any and all of those things, you can find all the links in the video description. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, we got Dak hitting a really nice ball up top to the tight end. This is just a drop. It's a dime. You know, not my favorite pass protection in the world. We're popping offensive linemen here. Everybody seems to love this long trap action. But, I mean, we can't catch it for him, right? That is a beautiful ball. Say it all the time. High, up on the guy's face. Got to have it. Especially when we're struggling, especially when we're playing against a really good defense. To me, this is the bones of 4 verticals. So how this thing plays out of 1x3 nubs here, we're going to get like the special, the seam, kind of the stem of a vertical, whether he falls out or what, and then we're going to get a corner or out here. So to me, you know, for the presentation to the defense at this point, when they get to the blue line, is 4 verticals. Then we've got options outside the numbers where we talked about them being vulnerable consistently if we can hit it. The Cowboys just couldn't. Whether it was a miss of a throw, a route, a drop, that was a place that was there. It was there on film. It was there during the game. And when you can't execute outside the numbers, this is what it looks like. Tough. Next one here, 3rd and 5. This is a play everybody's talking about, rightfully so. Warner's a freak, unreal. For me here, I'm going to probably talk a little bit, maybe take a different lens here. I think it's worth acknowledging the play from Warner. It's a hell of a play to be able to run with the NFL wide receiver from the opposite A-gap. Watch 54 here on our right A-gap. He's going to run with the number 3 vertical. It's silly. It's crazy to have that skill set. It really is. To me, I think this is if you're going to make this throw, it's a decent enough throw. It's not a perfect throw. Hits him in the damn hands. You know, from there, I think I'm going to have a little bit different perspective. So for me here, the first thing is, and always should be, the pass protection. So they're in a front that's going to cause most teams in a 5-person pass protection world, so 5 people protecting, to be what most people call a 5-0 call. It just means one-on-one blocks everywhere. 5-0. Now, if you're playing quarterback, the thing to know about these checks are you have essentially both sides. And this is never fun to play quarterback when you got hots on both sides. So if he were to pressure, you'd be hot. If he were to pressure, you'd be hot. Now they're coming from depth, right? So these hot potentials are not at the line of scrimmage. So for me, the way that I think about depth, meaning 5+ yards, is you get a hitch here. So you got one hitch here, you get one hitch here, if you want it. So when they pressure, so when he blitzes from here, he's on the quarterback. That's Dak's responsibility. Now, how you handle that is a scheme choice. So there are a few choices. I prefer a peak hot. So when whatever you're running, say you could be running any route on the route tree. You're the inside wide receiver to the hot side. You're the guy over the top of you, stacked over you, blitzes. You just run. As you're running, you look back. And if the quarterback wants, he can basically turn 2 back here. He can just catch it and put it on you. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. Now, it's not easy, but it's probably easier than what they try to do. Okay, so that's the first part. I want to see a peak vertical hot here. That's what I would do if I was the offensive architecture. Quarterback-wise here, say that's not an option because he's not looking. So to me, it's not an option. You've got this. This is 4 verticals at an empty. You've got kind of the check down as this shallow. So you could raise up and just put it down here. Now, to me, this is not as good of an opportunity because you've got this flat defender sitting here. So to me here, I love the peak hot. They just don't do it. So again, when I talk about these scheme choices, it's not me just being a nitpicky jerk. It's me saying, hey, this is how many offenses operate. Many offenses in the league. Catch, put it on him right away. And in practice, it's even better because when a guy doesn't look, and I'm not saying it's on CeeDee Lamb at all. It might not be built into their scheme. But in practice, this guy runs and doesn't look. You just put it right in his ear. Boop. And then he looks the next time. Okay, but in a game, I could see not doing it. Regardless, so say all that's not there. This is still a premium look versus even the best linebackers in the league running to essentially what is some iteration of Tampa 2. Okay, here, like Tampa invert, half field player up here. So you've got all this middle of the field. That's great. You just have to be able to say, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a hitch, and I'm going to get hit right in the face by a free runner coming right here. So there's a lot of moving parts. I think that there are better solutions in a quarterback's toolkit in the NFL than this. But at the end of the day, still hit the guy in the hands for a big play down the field. Just a really nice defensive play. And it can be all of these things, okay? That's why this shit is so hard. That's why so many people try and fail at this stuff. You got a lot of options. Almost worked. Tip your hat. Next one here. Stutter comeback at the bottom. Again, check it out. Closed, free access, outside the numbers. Shocker. Okay? Love this route. Love this hookup. Love Max protecting it. Don't necessarily love the play fake to throw outside the numbers. This is an excellent job of taking what was there all game. So stutter comeback to me just means that you're going to run like a little up, fake the hitch or fake the out, up into the comeback. It takes a little bit more time. Again, I will say, when you play fake this thing, you make it harder on the quarterback to ever throw with anticipation. But to me, Dak is never going to be this guy. Okay, he's at best going to be this guy, and he gets a little bit of it here. But just looking at the structure of the defense, okay, where is the available space? You could glance it, you could tight eight it, or you could throw outside the numbers. It's there. Now, again, I think if you throw it with anticipation, watch the top of the drop. It's hard with a play fake to get your feet lined up. Feet aren't lined up. Anticipation, he's a hitch late for me. The guy's coming out of it before right when he throws it. Not much anticipation. And what happens? The flat defender makes the tackle. So again, look at the space. Look at the route from the wide receiver at the bottom. That's nasty. See ya. If the corner makes the tackle, and the flat defender doesn't touch him at all, it's an even better play. So the lack of anticipation keeps coming into play here for me, even on these chunk balls outside the numbers. Next one here, 1st and 10. This is a tough run issue here. Just a miscommunication with the left tackle. You got to be going out to the linebacker. This is a miss ID on either how they're communicating up front, but I really think the center does a really nice job. You can see him pointing, right? Everybody sees the center pointing. To me, this is an easy Mike Reed declaration. So West Coast teams will have like a single word for it to kick the identification over. A lot of other teams will just yell out the number. So you look at the center pointing, right? So we can see the center point. He's redeclaring where the mic is. So literally the number one video on this channel for a long time dealt with this exact example. So normally the 3 linebacker types, like the guys listed as linebackers, are these 3. So which is the middle of these 3? Right here. Most teams would identify him as the mic. Well, when they walk a safety down into the box, right? And we are running to the left here. This is not great math. You don't have to be a savant to realize that's not great math. So what do? The easy trick in the trade is to just kick the identification over. So now the will is the mic, or the weak side linebacker is now the mic. The safety is now the will, and the mic is now the Sam, and this is essentially the strong safety. So all you're doing is moving the identification over, so making sure everyone's blocked, and we don't have a disaster like this. Now this is like, it's not minicamp day 1, install 1, but it is first week training camp fix. Just unacceptable. Poor football at the line of scrimmage. That's how you get beat. It's bad ball. Look at the center. He's on it. He's on it. This is a simple redeclaration. Move it over. Everyone does it but the left tackle. And that's what happens. One mistake in the run game, TFL, disaster. Not good enough. Now we're into the true disaster drive of this game for me. Okay, first one up top. We're going to get 2 quick out, stick. Should be an interception, certainly a turnover-worthy throw with spacing at the bottom. This is all sort of nasty for me. The Cowboys certainly had success with quick game early in this game. To me, it's just a super limiting phase of the game. It's not that it's never there. It's certainly there from time to time. I would make the argument here that what I'm going to call all stick up top, which is for me quick out with a stick, and then on the backside, I think they run some iteration of spacing. So like sit, hitch with the check down. To me, and again, I hate quick outs, okay? But the quick out is there. And usually you kind of read this thing one, kind of like where the flat defender is. But to me here, you've got the guy who gets all the touches right here. You've got essentially what I'm going to call free access. Just raise up and throw it. Don't overthink this shit. Guys are jumping stuff inside all day. Just raise up and throw the quick out where you've gotten a little bit of money all game. It's there. Again, I'm not a great person to give you an unbiased opinion on this type of play because I hate this play. I hate so many elements of this. This is like a JT hate sandwich of a play. But, damn, Jesus. Come on, bro. We can't be throwing picks off sticks. Come on. Come on. I mean, that's really it. This is as bad as it gets. Can't catch it for him. Damn. Holy moly. Next one here. We miss a big post up top. Okay, now, pre-snap here, I'm not convinced that this big post should even be thrown. I think Dak does a pretty good job of manipulating the middle field player to even get this ball up. So watch the helmet. We might get pulled here, but watch the helmet to the left. He should look to the left, and then throw it to the right. Now, it's not easy, okay, to look to the left, have to move, because Bosa's right in your lap, to the right to throw this. But I think the elite of the elite arms guys in the league, they seemingly find a way to make this play. Okay, and I think that's the truth that kind of hurts Dallas the most here, because it's there. Dak manufactures that look. The ball's just not good enough. Now, pre-snap wise, for me, when I'm talking about the look here, I don't think a whole lot of people love throwing deep posts versus a post safety, versus a middle field closed safety. But because Dak at the top here kind of holds him this way, he doesn't allow him to kind of get depth and stay over the top in the true middle of the field. And this post up top is kind of almost like a big old nod post. So he's up and he like nods on him a little bit and keeps it up. So it almost ends up being like an inside double move vertical. It's there. Okay, they manufactured it. It's there if this is how he wants to play it looking off. I'm not saying it's easy to move to your left and throw this, but I am saying that guys like Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, maybe a handful of other guys, Rodgers, make this play sometimes, more often than Dak. Okay. Now the other part, if it was a normal mortal playing quarterback, if your boy was playing quarterback right now, I catch middle field close, I'm not throwing the post, don't care. I'm going to raise up here and throw this hinge outside the numbers where it's been all day, every day, and get a completion. Okay, so it's choices, it's offensive architecture, it's structure, it's playing the position, and then right here for Dak is just not having this club. It's just not having the club. And this is it. This is the difference between the elite and the elite and whatever tier you want to put Dak in. But, I mean, it's there. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy versus defense. It's a hell of a defense, man. They make things tough on the back end. Everything is tight. Everything is contested. Physical. Damn. Next one here, 3rd and 10. This is one of my least favorite calls of the game. Okay, we take a sack. We're calling all curls, which I just don't understand. I really don't. I feel like this is 2 middle fingers to me, let alone 2 middle fingers to Dak. They've had stuff outside the numbers all day. To me, I think it's a travesty that we didn't get something breaking out outside the numbers here. But the other part about this is they've done this a few times. I forget if I mentioned it earlier in the video or not. This 7-person protection quick snap, okay, I'm all for this. I love it. This is outstanding ball for me. Doesn't allow these guys to pin their ears back. It's a little subtle element to the plan that I really like. These guys were moving every time. The lack of detail, attention to detail, this is a penalty for me up top. He's moving. The guys are moving. They're not set. It's not good football. It's not good enough football. Combined for the fact that we're running curls here, kind of deep hook curls, the area of the field that we've talked about, feel like I've talked about ad nauseum on this show versus this matchup, was outside the numbers. It was there all day. It was there early, minus the pick where the guy quit, Gallup quit. It was there. Why we're running this into, 4 underneath with guys who can really squeeze all these routes, I don't understand, man. I hope my candor comes through here as far as the choices of some of this offensive construction. Just run a deep out down here to the bottom. I'm not saying it's an easy throw, and maybe they've identified that Dak just can't do it enough or well enough, or they can't run it well enough. But taking sacks like this, to me, is a travesty. The other thing that I would love to see here is just, if you don't love it here, so up, okay, just throw the check down. Don't take a sack. Throw the check down. Zeke will get out of bounds, and then you got a 4th down decision. You just can't move. His pocket movement is so violent. Up, he's into more trouble. So he goes by trouble to bring himself to trouble. And then the tight end, left tackle just quit and allow their double team to get a sack. It's just horrific ball, man. I don't have anything nice to say about it. The end of the game was so bad on so many levels. It's a damn shame. It really is. Again, look at them moving. Tight end Zeke. That's a penalty. Okay? Whatever. It's a penalty. It's not good enough football on Sundays, especially this time of Sundays. Terrible. Last drive here. Put this one on here. I love this pass protection. Watch the center. I love this so much. I haven't seen this in 20 years. This is like Division II ball. Watch this. Boom. Bosa. Hello. Now, who knows what the hell Dak is doing. He really should have ended the game there. Should have been a safety. Really fortunate. Just bad quarterback play there. Got really lucky more than anything else. But watch the center. You don't see this loop very often. Normally, the tight end, I think the tight end pins here, and you loop the edge. That's how we used to do it back in the day for the Ags. Boom. Look at the center. Watch this. I love it. Now, this type of detail, attention to detail, I'm all about. This is my jam. This right here, though, oh my God. Dak, what are you doing? I mean, that looks like, what are we doing? So lucky. Jesus. Wow. Bad ball. But appreciate the pass protection here. The other thing about this is I really like this concept up top. To me, this is like a scissors 7-up. And just randomly, last week I was breaking down the Chiefs-Jags Week 10 game for the Patreon community, and Mahomes makes this throw on the move. So similar to this, on the move, this route is not just a 7 like a scissors. They run like a 7-up. And he throws it like an anticipation throw in a hole. Now, this guy probably makes it a little bit tighter of a throw, but I think the same thing is probably there, y'all. And again, it's just, I know there's a difference between Mahomes and everyone, okay? So don't come at me sideways. But could he throw that ball? I think so. I'd also probably like the tight end to pin the edge, but that's just me. You be the judge. Right there, throw it. Mahomes throws this ball. So he throws it as the guy is coming out of the 7-up right here in kind of the honey hole, deep honey hole. We're going to post out of here. Hopefully the safety goes with it. But that's where it has to go, guys. There's nothing easy about it. It's on the sidelines. It's a big chunk. It's late in the game. You can't do that. That should be a safety game over. So there's so many. It's a comedy of errors here at the end. It really is. But I put this on here because I love the center so much, and I love kind of taking it to Bosa, taking it to edge players, finding ways to do this to people. Boom. But come on. Safety, game over. Should have been. Next one here, 3rd and 1. Okay, so this is a clock, non-clock stop nightmare. Up top, this looks like an option to the slot. I personally, because it's 3rd and 1, just throw a flat. Now, it's terrible by the tight end, right? Like, you've got to be going violent forward at the sideline. But it's also the design of this. Don't allow this to be an option. Why do you need the depth? Why do you need the 6 or 7 yards? So, again, when I'm talking about design option, and again, a lot of these are just offensive choices. To me, this is an option route or like a flat, a deeper flat. That's not a true flat. Is like a 1 to 2 yards. You're going sideways to the sideline as fast as you can. the depth difference matters. So if you throw it to the yellow, he can turn, be going forward, and get out of bounds. If you throw it to the blue, he's in a collision at the sideline. Now he's not going forward. Now the clock isn't stopped. So again, these are choices. These are design, nuance, detail. Do the 4 yards matter? No. The answer is no. The time matters. Just bad, man. It's bad football. It was seemingly every play here at the end of this game. And it seems to haunt them damn near every year. 3rd and 10 now. This last play is something, man. I mean, the Zeke thing is hilarious. I think the thing that resonates the most with me is the fact that the 49ers called timeout so that we really all kind of got to sit in this for a second and be like, what the front door are these cats doing? Zeke takes this thing off the face. I'm going to try to give these guys the benefit of the doubt and see if we can figure out what we think is happening here. For me here, I'm thinking the ball's supposed to be thrown here, just like this, just like how it is. But then you see Dak get on his horse here. So to me here, the ball is catch, pitch back to Dak, and then let Dak play point guard again with bigs down the field, and you've got your perimeter speed guys on the edge. So that the third pitch is out here, or the third pitch is out here with these kind of bigs down the field. Okay, so if that's the design, I'm not that mad at it. I don't really understand why you need Zeke here, per se, but you watch Dak here, how fast he's trying to kind of like exit and get into the pitch. First, let's just appreciate the pass set from 21. It's tough in there, man. You better get some depth. Bring your base. Oh, God. But you can see Dak, he throws this thing, and he looks like he's trying to get in it right there. I mean, I don't know. I'm grasping at things, I guess. I don't know. What a fucking shit show, man. I cannot believe that's how it ended. I cannot believe, especially how it ended the last time with the whole clock issue. I mean, it just... I don't know. Fuck, man. Wow. So that is a wrap. That is a wrap for Dallas. Dak Prescott, Dallas going home after a divisional round, after another playoff loss to the 49ers. A lot to digest for me in that film. Not only watching it in real time, but I think when you turn on the film, it might get worse, which is pretty rare, I guess, for me and the quarterback position specifically. I think for Dak, it was kind of, Dak is what Dak is. For me, it's a lot of wasted movement at the lower half. It's a lot of kind of struggling to be consistent outside the numbers, certainly not of a lot of anticipation. Now, you're bogged down a little bit by injury, certainly. But when you pull back the film there, I think there were a few kind of gaps structure-wise, offensive architecture-wise, design-wise, that I thought were a little limiting and a little consistent, if I'm being honest about kind of where areas were that I thought could have given them little edges around certain types of plays, concepts, designs that weren't left out. And I'm not even talking about that kind of dumpster fire at the end where you're putting gasoline on it. I'm talking about just missed opportunities throughout the course of the game, whether it's running Zach a little bit more, whether it's taking shots outside the numbers with a little bit more consistency, making it easier on Dak, not making them all play action centric. You can still max protect, but get the ball out with anticipation. Maybe get into a little tempo. Stay away from so much quick game in such huge buckets. And so overall, it was certainly a struggle. Okay, that's putting it mildly. I think it wasn't just on Dak by any means when you look at some of the interceptions, but there were some throws that weren't interceptions that might have been the worst throws of the day. So there's blame to go around. I think at the end of the day, Dak is Dak when it comes to some of the things that I don't love about his game, and it showed up in this film as far as the wasted movement, as far as struggling to be consistent outside the numbers. And I think he got a little exposed. They got a little exposed. They certainly had some injuries to deal with. The design didn't help. All those things together. Dallas, dumpster fire. Thank you so much for staying until the end. I certainly appreciate the support. I will see you next time. Have a good one.